Okay, well, sorry about that. Okay. I just realized that my audio setup was totally not working there. So we are on a 2-minute delay. The players wanted it, so I'm accommodating. It should be like close enough that if you guys catch some rules mistake that I don't, we should still be able to get it. That's been my hesitation in the past for doing delays, but this one, the one they requested was short enough, so we accommodated. So I guess you just had to listen to like 2 minutes of silence there for a second. Sorry about that. But we got Zimmo and Avestator here playing our first match for the top 16. And I'm just getting the word out about the stream. I will have already done that 2 minutes ago. This is weird. This is trippy streaming on a delay. But yeah. So this should be an exciting one. Avestator here is rocking Boba Green, which has been what a lot of people have gone to for this top cat. It looks like a pretty standard list, except for commissions. Although that might just be becoming more standard. I've seen more and more people bring the commissions here, and I like them. They're a great card in this deck. What else? I mean, everything else looks pretty standard. He is on the 30 health base and not ECL, which lots of people are doing that. And then this is Zimmo's list. He's on the original Han green with the 30 health base. He's on some interesting stuff. He's on Enticing Reward, DO44. Not all the Han decks are on that. He's on 3 DJ, 3 tech. Rest of the stuff looks pretty standard. Fennec Shand is interesting, looking like he's going with a 2-2 split between Han and Fennec. With the third Han on the sideboard, along with Reinforcement Walkers. Interesting. So let's take a look at the bracket for this tournament. It looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Boba decks here. So yeah, and it looks like they're just getting set up. So they're figuring out how to get the decks imported. Do I have camera set up? No, I should get my camera set up here. This should be good, I think. All right. Oh, and then I think I need to pipe the TTS sounds into here. There you go. Now you guys should be hearing TTS sounds. Oh, am I not hearing the TTS sounds now? There we go. Okay. We like to experiment with our audio setup here, so sometimes settings are weird. All right. So we should be getting started here soon. I don't know who is favored here. I think it really could go either way. Both these decks are pretty mid-rangey, and I think if one of them gets ahead, they can really take off. I think it's gonna be a fun one to watch either way. All right, and looks like they're shuffling up, getting ready for game one. Probably have to cut out some of that early stuff in the for the YouTube version. All right. And we're getting started. This is a pretty good opening for Avestator. He's got the 2-drop in the Mercenary Gunship, and he's got a ramp card as well. On Zimmo's side, he also has a ramp card in this resupply and a turn 1 play in the Greedo. So I think, yeah, both these players are keeping, it looks like. Makes sense to me. And it looks like Avestator got the initiative. Zimmo does go for the Greedo, not going for the play of resourcing a card with Han and then resplying. I think that makes sense. Top deck another Ewing reinforcement here. That's pretty good with double Ewing and also the Han in hand. That's pretty good. He ends up resourcing the second Ewing, which I think is fine. You're unlikely to need it. And they're going to trade blows and resupply. All right. And going into another round, this is the Boba flip turn, and potentially, if Zimmo wants, it's the Han flip turn as well. Avestator has Boba's armor here. That's another interesting thing about his deck, is that he's got that main deck. A lot of the Boba lists don't bring it in the main. And we are going to see the Han from Zimmo. All right, so Boba flips. Now this Barrage is online, and Barrage can just kill Han if Zimmo wants. And it looks like Greedo's going to just go into Boba. And I guess he's not using the Greedo ability. Yep, nope, chooses not to. Interesting. I guess it makes sense if he's planning to Han into it. Okay, so here's the armor. This is the opportune time to flip. Or no, it's actually not, because the Boba attack just clears him. That's a good play with the armor, because now Zimmo is screwed no matter what with the Han flip. If he flips now, he gets eaten by Boba. If he flips later, the Boba attacks and he gets eaten by the Barrage. So we're going to see Kira come down. With this hand, I might call Barrage. Even though like Vader is kind of scary, he's not going to be online for a couple rounds. So I'm probably calling Barrage here if I'm Zimmo. Oh, looks like Avestator's pinging. And ooh, Zimmo calls lackeys. Interesting. I guess thinking. I mean, and that does make sense to an extent, because now. Because now the lackeys could come out and ambush Kira here if he hadn't called them. But Avestator played this in a way so that Zimmo was never going to get value off of his Han flip. which hurts. He'll have another chance next round, but I think he's going to be in the same predicament of you either get attacked by Boba or murdered by Barrage. Although I suppose next turn he can cheat directly to 7 and then play Ewing or anything else. The armored Boba is going to be really difficult to kill here. And if Avestator can get, even one more hit in, that's going to be significant going into the late game. All right, and it looks like Zimmo just took initiative here. Avestator. Okay, Avestator's going to burn the barrage here just to clear that Kira. Interesting. Ooh, Blaster picked up from Avestator. That's going into the resource row. And also for Zimmo. So this Boba's got 6 health left. Han could hit him for 4. So a hit from the Han leader and from the Han unit could clear this armored Boba this turn. All right, there we go. Going up to 7. And Han flips. So we'll see. Is this Boba going to go to base, or is he going to clear the Han? I would probably be going to base here. He says he senses a trap. It is. It would be, I think, a pretty big swing if Avestator goes into this Han. Then he wastes the Boba attack and gets wrecked by the Han unit from out of hand. So he's just going to go to base. Now, Zimmo does have enough of a cushion that I think he can come back here. No. Okay, he's going to go for the Ewing reinforcement. I was going to say, if he plays the Han there, that would be a mistake. All right, he's looking at potentially playing this Fennec out of hand. And I'm not sure if that would clear the Boba. In fact, I'm almost certain it wouldn't clear the Boba through, especially through. Interesting that he decided to go for the Ewing here. I probably would have gone for the Han and made sure to clear the Boba. But this is a pretty solid Ewing here. He's going to get to block the next attack from Boba with this defender. Or he's going to eat the lackeys with it. And the the Bright Hope here is going to keep this space arena contained. So the lackeys comes down and deals with the defender. Zimmo's in a rough spot here because he didn't do anything to this armored Boba here. If he had cleared that, he'd be in a much different position. But wow, yeah, looking at that, he's got nothing here. So he's going to take another swing from this Boba, which is going to put him up to 27. And then from there, he can start to stabilize maybe, but Vader on board is going to put even more pressure on Zimmo. Oh, and this Bazine is going to make things even worse. Yeah, Zimmo does have an... Oh, yeah, Zimmo does have initiative. So, but I mean, so you can play Kira here. And he's just sort of screwed either way. Even if he calls Bazine, the Bazine can still be played for 5. As like it doesn't, he can't do like, you know, Bazine ready resources then play Vader. But I don't think he was going to do that anyway. So, all right. We got 6 to base. And that's the game, because from this point, Avestator just claims and then attacks and wins. Yeah, that should be 5 for... Oh, wait. Oh. Never mind. He got the Vader. Not... There. Go there. Go there. There. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, but this game was over anyway. Avestator takes it off the back of Boba's armor that was never answered. I do think on that turn where Zimmo played the Ewing reinforcement, if he had gone for the Han and cleared that Boba, things would have been a lot different here. All right, so let's talk about sideboards. This is Zimmo's. He's got a lot of tools for the late game here and for more control-y decks. He's got the 3rd Han, reinforcement walkers, change of heart. He's got confiscates, which can address those Boba's armors. So I imagine those are going to come in. Scanning officer, maybe that comes in. I think that's mainly, I don't think that's necessarily for this deck, but you know, maybe there are some smuggle cards in Avestator's list that this could help with. And on Avestator's side, he's also got confiscates. I don't think those are going to come in this matchup, though. He's also got scanning officers, which probably will come in to deal with DJs and techs and things like that. Relentless Pursuit is a solid include, and then he's got some more stuff for the longer game, including Relentless and Palpatine's Return. I mean, he was able to be pretty aggressive in that last one, so I don't know if he's going to bring those in. But Confiscate could be a game changer if it clears the Boba's armor. Looks like who? Avestator is actually bringing in an extra card here. That is allowed, by the way. Okay. So he's playing 51 now. Zimmo resources the Han and keeps the Fennec. Interesting. All right, Zimmo's going to open up with Spark Rebellion. You know, You could take one of the ramp cards, and he does. But there's just another one that's going to replace it. Both players actually opening double ramp cards here. All right, and then we're going to see commission. And that can pull, I believe, Bounty Hunter, items, or transports. Yeah, and he's going to pull a Greedo here for a turn 1 play. Often it's used to fetch Fire Spray, which is a transport. DJ picked up for Zimmo. Not going into the resource row. All right, here's resupply. And counter resupply from Avestator. Avestator's hand is not great here. He doesn't really have a good play for this resource. All right, he picks up the armor. Resources scanning after. I mean, Boba Fett's armor plus no good to be dead is a pretty good turn here, especially if Zimmo ends up flipping the Han early. On Zimmo's side, he does have a Fennec that he could potentially go for if he decides to flip. All right, and there's the lackeys. Clears the Greedo. Not going for the Fennec, just thinking this Boba deck has so many ways to stop a Han flip from happening. So it makes sense. Greedo misses, which means that this Syndicate Lackeys is going to end up getting a good trade. Zimmo decides to go to 6, meaning he could potentially flip the Han here. And the Boba's armor comes down. Zimmo just decides to pass here. Boba goes to base. So that means Han can flip without getting killed by the Boba, but he is going to get hit by the No Good To Me Dead. If you're keeping track for Fennec, I believe that Spark is the only card in the discard pile here. Yep. So Fennec is just 1, which is effectively none. Or now it's 2, which is still effectively nothing into the armor. Avestator's on 6, and he pulled the Fire Spray here. Han's still exhausted. No way to go up to 7 to even get to this Fennec. Zimmo's in a rough spot, but he hasn't taken a ton of damage, so there is hope that he can come back. Oh, that's a 9, not a 6, so maybe he's taking a bit more than I thought. All right, sending it like he's just going to go to base. And the Fire Spray comes out. Met by Falcon. Fire Spray is not going to eat the Falcon. It's just going to go to base. Falcon also going to base here. And Zimmo is trying to win a race that he's so far behind in. And Avestator picks up a Relentless Pursuit, which could make this Boba just completely unkillable. All right, Zimmo's got to play here with the Ewing reinforcement. That could maybe get him somewhere. But with Maul on board, anything on the ground is going to be a sit duck. All right, Fennec goes to the graveyard. Now Fennec's at 3, which means she can do 1 to the armor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he didn't actually need to discard there, right? Because he didn't. Didn't do anything. He's going to bounce Falcon, so he's a play this turn. All right. And the play is going to come right away. It's Ewing Reinforcement. You really want to see a Bright Hope here. And, okay, there is a Bright Hope. That is going to come down alongside. I think it has to be Tech, yeah. I guess you could pull DJ theoretically. And Boba's just going to go to base. And I don't think that Zimmo has a way to deal with this Boba. So he's just going to take initiative. Can Relentless Pursuit? I'm not sure if Relentless Pursuit can capture space units. And it looks like it can. Yep, they can capture space units. And that's the game. And I think that, again, can be chalked up to Boba's armor. Just sometimes it's, if you don't have the out to it, it can just win games. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Take the Initiative. We got more games scheduled. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. on Monday to stream Vika and Mikael. Vika embargoed his list. It's been posted for the participants in the Top Cut, but it's not been public because he was thinking about bringing it to a planetary that I believe is today. So I don't know if that's finished yet, but should be up by the end of today. The rest of the lists are linked in the description of the stream. So thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to keep up on all the latest TTI updates. And thank you all for tuning in. I will... Wait a minute. How do I actually end the stream with the delay? If I stop it, are you guys going to like lose 2 minutes at the end? Oh, I think if I just press this button, you should